Okay, so in our last thing we showed us going through and doing notes. We're going to here pretend to be another student. And just like before, the student drags the video onto the canvas, watches the video, and while she's watching the video, she starts to type up some notes, right? And we've sped everything up here, so obviously I think this is sped up by 300%. So she's not spending her whole time taking notes, but she's writing prompts just like before. And at some point she's going to stop this video and she's going to decide to sort of flesh out these notes, right? So here she goes and starts to flesh out these notes talking about classical conditioning, doing most of this just off of what she learned in the video, and she's now trying to actively recall. And as she fleshes this out, she gets to this issue of spontaneous recovery. And actually, we've slowed this down. We haven't slowed this down. We haven't sped this part up as much as some of the other parts. But she begins to wonder, has someone else maybe done spontaneous recovery? So she's going to do what we saw before. This has gotten kind of long, so she's going to break it out into a separate page. She's going to drag some of this stuff up. But then she's going to do this. She's going over to the group of students, and she's loading, in this case, only one student from her class for this demo. And now when she goes down to the search box, if you can see that search box, and types in spontaneous recovery, she's searching all the other students' notes for notes on spontaneous recovery, or in this, I think she's typing recovery. She, again, being me as the demo student. And you see here that one of the students has notes on spontaneous recovery. You can see the difference between the two icons here. That indicates that this is someone other than her. She goes there and she just reads it. She likes it, but she wants to add a bit to it. So she pulls it to her site by forking the page. She adds some notes to it. And these are her own notes on top of it, right? So she's got some notes here on what spontaneous recovery is, but wants to add an example of what that would look like if applied to the Pavlov's dogs scenario. Now, we can see a couple things here. If you look down at the bottom, you'll see this little green icon. That all those little characters on the bottom are just the history of the page. What was edited, what was added, what was deleted. And the green piece there just is the point at which that page was forked in from another site. And actually, if you click that green thing, you'll actually go and you'll be able to see the previous page on the original site. And at any point, if you want to look at the history, you can click back right before the fork and see what that page looked like right before it was forked. Or you can go and you can click and see what it looked like directly after. Each one of these items represents an edit that happened on the page. But what we've done now is we've pulled in another student's notes. They have credit because we have that colored icon down there. And then we've extended those notes. And now if that student has us in their group, they might be able to see that we have added to those notes and pull it back, right? So it's a way of starting out with something that's a very personal process, but eventually moving it to a collaborative process. So that's where the collaboration comes in.